Welcome everyone. Excited to have another customer spotlight session here at the Protopia booth GTC 2026. I have with me today Brian and James from Aware and ALTR to talk about the future of biometrics authentication and digital identity, something that I think is super intriguing to think about how biometrics authentication has changed over the past 20 years, right? It's a really old school use of machine learning and deep learning that has existed for a long time. And we're in this space of everyone being very excited about language models and AI in that sense. But in the real world, there's these very important problems that people like Aware have been solving for a very long time. And now we're applying new technology to bring that to a whole new level. So Brian, would love to have you introduce yourself for our audience here and tell us about Aware and what we're building together here.
Sure. So I'm Brian Krause. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer of Aware. We're a Boston-based biometrics company, and we provide the core tech that helps to verify who you are online in a digital transaction or a biometric environment. And so we've all heard that the days of the password are going away, and we believe firmly that every application will ultimately be secured by biometric security in the long run. And so we make the underlying tech through use of machine learning and deep learning that helps the organizations make the right decision in who they're doing business with in the digital environment.
And obviously in this space, right, when we're talking about biometrics, sensitivity of data is a prime problem to solve. How has Aware traditionally been dealing with kind of issues around data sensitivity of your customers and how you deliver your solution?
Yeah, so the biometrics world is largely driven by regulation or enterprise risk profile, right? And so what we mean by that is it's every enterprise's decision as to how much they want to keep of their customers and how much PII or biometric information that they want to retain, including their vendors. And so generally, if it's not regulatory driven, it's bound by some enterprise level chief risk officer decision that guides the risk policy of that organization. To this point, it's mostly been either delivered via SaaS offering, where the vendor like Aware would store all the biometrics, allowing the customer to not have to retain the honeypot, as they say, of data, or the customer flips that on its head and says, we actually don't want our vendors keeping our employees or our customers' biometric information. We want to retain it in our own perimeter, and we'll put our own risk policy and security practices by. So that's historically been the approach. There's been a lot of demand now with the growth and pervasiveness of biometric security to start to replace the password. Obviously, COVID put a lot of tailwind behind the use of biometrics because everything went digital and you really needed to know who you're doing business with, and more digital channels. So now there's more focus on, well, if I have to retain all the biometric information, is the standard security practice and encryption enough? Or should we be taking additional measures to secure and obfuscate that data from potential data breaches or other adverse events? So it's a really inflection point in the industry now, because when you think about at the same time, the amount of data being collected and retained is growing at an exponential rate. And the decisions around how we're securing that data, so in retaining the privacy of the ultimate PII owner, is evolving custom.
And I guess on that front and related to that topic, James, if you could tell us a little bit about ALTR on the topic of sensitive data, storing sensitive data. Tell our audience what ALTR does for that. Introduce yourself maybe, and then we can get into how this collaboration has come together.
Sure. Hello, everybody. My name is James Beecham. I'm one of the co-founders of ALTR. We are what is called a data security platform. Our primary goal is to help companies store and use sensitive information, typically across their large data estates, think cloud data warehouses, but also inside of their transactional systems. We've been around for about 8 or 9 years. Just to give you an idea of the kind of size and scale, if we help encrypt and tokenize about 1/3 of the U.S. population's banking information today in the cloud. We work with some of the largest industries across different verticals, which is why I think it's interesting for us to be talking about this today, because when I think about biometrics, I think about maybe governments or getting my IDs or anything like that. But now we're seeing the need of a desire across financial services, healthcare. You mentioned COVID. Folks have been asking about that there. And, I know we're here at NVIDIA's conference. A lot of things online maybe aren't real anymore either. And so there's, I think, a really big need for biometric information to be able to be used and stored. And that's the focus of our platform.
Yeah, and I know that we are about to announce something really exciting with both of you guys on the topic of digital identity and biometrics authentication. Can you, James, tell us a little bit about how you've brought kind of Aware's core technology and Protopia's technology together with the expertise that you have on handling and storing kind of existing sensitive information across banking systems, etc.? How have you been bringing these technologies together to create the new exciting product around biometrics authentication that we've been building?
Traditionally what we get asked to do by our customers is to really focus on kind of the three main core types of sensitive information that we see is used a lot today, right? PII, first identifiable information, that's my names, my emails, addresses, socials. There's payment card industry data, or PCI, if you hear that term a lot, so that's storing credit card numbers and other things. Then there's a PHI, which is the health information. What we've seen is their next frontier sensitive information that these businesses and enterprises are asking to use is biometric focused. So as we were working with our customers and getting asked about this, it became clear there are kind of three major challenges or issues to doing this, and let's kind of tackle it. The first one was privacy, security, both legal, but also brand reputation. When we talk about toxic information, which is like maybe an internal term we use in the security industry, biometric profiles are right up at the list of the very top in terms of toxic, meaning very dangerous to have and hold because of the consequences of screwing it up. And so that was an interesting thing for us, and that's why we wanted to look at something like Protopia to help us understand how could we leverage and use this type of information in a safe and secure way. The second major challenge that we saw was accuracy, multi-modality, things like liveness. It's not enough to just be able to use a picture of someone's face anywhere to try to verify them. And Aware has been a leader in that space for almost as long as I might have been alive in that area. So it was very easy for us to kind of approach Aware and understand that piece. And then on the third side is scale. When we think about bringing this type of technology, education technology, to something like a large bank or a large hospital system, the sheer number of transactions that are going to have to happen mandates that you be able to run this in a safe and secure way at scale. And that's what ALTR has been doing for many years now, sitting in between critical transactions and the data that those transactions rely on in an uptime and availability that is extremely high. So those three things, having the privacy be preserved, having the correct modes, models, accuracies, and then the scale needed was what caused us to bring these things together and ultimately lead to this solution.
Yeah, so I think it's super exciting for us to see a commercial model that's been in the works across various industries, various customers for such a long time, be made into a privacy preserving version of it, and in a way that is now plug and play with applications that people are building, wanting to add the privacy preserving biometrics authentication into it, just kind of in a streamlined manner where it's just plug and play.
Yep.
And none of the actual sensitive information gets stored anywhere or gets used even for doing the inferencing.
Yep.
That's been really exciting for us to see you do with the technology. And I know we have a bit of a demo. Can we maybe show that to the audience?
Absolutely.
That'd be really awesome.
Here now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this first version of what we have built. We've been able to use Protopia's stained glass transform with one of Aware's leading models in such a way that we can guarantee what is captured by an end user during enrollment, and then also verification is kept in the most privacy preserved format that you can. And then the team at ALTR has been hard at work making this very easy to integrate, whether you want to be a SAML provider for this type of solution, whether you want to use SDKs or APIs. Think what Stripe did for the world of credit card payments. This is going to do for the world of taking biometrics. So I'm going to pan over here now. And what we're looking at is just a really simple open source DocuSign-like solution here. It's got a single NDA that we're going to go look to sign. I've also gone ahead and pulled up our enrollment system here. It's a very basic app, but it shows all the examples of what's going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and enroll myself. I'm James. You'll see how simple that is to do. Once I go ahead and enroll, I'll then go in and sign this application, and you'll see that it's going to trigger me to do my authentication of my biometrics before I'm allowed to actually sign. So we're going to pull this up here now. You have to addition my face in the direct size. Okay,
the live demo is always interesting. We'll
excellent.
see if
Okay, great.
passes.
So you can see here that I've enrolled myself successfully, and what I want to zoom in on here is this is the actual image that was being captured and then now used inside of this model here. So I know you can see me up here, but the question is, can you see me down here? So now that I've gone ahead and enrolled, just make sure it went in there. Yep, got in there. So now very simply, I don't have to be logging in. I don't have to present my driver's license, answer those 7 or 10 questions, which 3 or 4 cars have you used in the past or anything else.
Take a picture of yourself with your
take
ID.
Take a picture, that's right. Yeah, all those things now go away. So we just have a standard NDA here. It's going to require me to verify before I can sign it. I'll put myself in the little box here. Make sure I smile.
I like how you have to smile.
And look at that, I'm able to sign it. So signing complete, and the document has now been signed. The other piece to this, because we've been in the States now for a little while, is I'm going to show you here. See if I pull this back up. I can go to view, and inside of our solution, we have cryptographically signed this biometric verification into the document itself. So as the doc was being signed, you can see that there was a verification started by James, that it was completed by James. This has been signed and has been stored, that there is a completed biometric system completion happening as part of the signing. All this was done by leveraging Protopia stained glass solution to transform those images, Aware's industry-leading model to actually do the verifications and enrollments, and then ALTR is hosting everything and providing very, very simple lines of integration to get this done. So whether you're a bank, whether you're a hospital, whether you've got an application that's 25 years old, 30 years old, doesn't matter. It makes it very, very easy to input this stuff into your applications and do it at a scale that the world needs today.
Super exciting. Thank you so much for kind of telling us about the application that you're building. And we will have a sign-up page for folks that are interested in getting to know how they can get hands on this solution. I know that it's not quite out yet as accessible by the public, but it will be sometime in the
summertime.
Summertime. Okay.
Summertime.
So it will be pretty accessible in GA soon, but we'll have people sign up for early access, and that's something that we'll be able to have Aware and ALTR kind of use to see where they're going to prioritize the delivery. But any last thoughts before we call it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an amazing solution because really where we're at is a point where you have to ask yourself, if I could use biometrics without the baggage of privacy and the concerns of having to store all the biometric templates, where would you use biometrics? Most organizations will tell you, well, everywhere, because it's the most secure way to verify who is actually performing the function on the other end, whether it's signing a document, renting a car, accepting a date, opening a bank account. And there's hundreds and hundreds of use cases out there in the world now. But again, we believe that most every application in the world will be secured biometrically in the coming years. So what we're building here is a really fast, scalable, privacy-first approach to be able to answer the question of if you could put biometrics in front of any activity online, where would you do it? Now you can do it super easy.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the collaboration. Super excited about what's to come.
Yep, great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.